Good morning, freelancers. Welcome back to another episode of Community Questions Answered. I'm PTT, and today we're going to be going over some of the questions and answers that have been covered this week by the Anthem dev team. Now, as like episode 1, I will say if you use Twitter and don't follow the dev team yet, I highly recommend that you do, and links can be found in the video description. With all that aside, let's just jump straight into it. So our very first question is, are servers dedicated or peer-to-peer? The answer is simple, dedicated. Now, we did actually hear about this a long time ago, and we know there are several reasons they did this, one of which being that every player of Anthem can all have the same world in terms of things like weather and a day and night cycle. So yeah, look, I'm happy with this. I think it has become a bit of a must in games of the past few and upcoming years, so yeah, let's just move on. The next question is, are ammo and health drops individually instant, or do they appear for the whole group? The answer is individual. I don't think there's any need to elaborate on this, so let's move on. The next question, are there hidden secrets to be found in the open world? Hidden loot, hidden areas, etc. The answer was simply yes. Now, secrets in a game are something I love. It gives me something to hunt, something to chase, and if done correctly, they can pull in a big part of the community, as we've seen in recent years with Destiny. Now, I have no idea what kind of secrets can be found inside of Anthem, but I am damn sure I want to find out. And if you guys do too, make sure to hang around the channel, because whenever there is one of these secrets to be found, you can be sure I'm going to do a video on it. Moving on then, we have a question that throws a little more light on our ability to play with our friends. Now, I'm going to paraphrase this question, but simply put it was, how do we play with our friends if they're on a different difficulty setting to me? The simple answer is, guys, you can't. You need to be on the same difficulty level. So yeah, that combined with the info we had the other day about team play is definitely worth remembering, guys. Next then, a question about being able to kick AFK players when playing activities like Stronghold and other match-made activities. The question is there an AFK vote kick system in matchmaking? The answer was no vote kick. We think too many negative behaviours come from this. We do have ways to kick AFK players though. Next then, I want to pull up a statement rather than a Q&A, but I wanted to add it in because I think it makes a really good point. So Michael Gamble tweeted out on Monday and said, had a few people ask me about why we're doing a demo. This is why. Your money is hard earned. Games are investments. We think it's fair you get to try before you buy. The entire campaign has been one of transparency, and we think Anthem is cool to watch, but awesome to play. Now, as I said, it's not really a Q&A, although it is an answer to a question he keeps getting asked. So to me, this is a very accurate statement and one I wish that more developers would actually follow. Moving on then, a question put to John Warner. During Javelin ultimate abilities, are we immune to damage? And the simple answer is yes. Now, this is very worthy of noting, guys, especially if you find yourself in a pinch. Just pop that ultimate and run the hell away. Honestly, I'm not joking. Sometimes a tactical retreat is just effective as a tactical assault. Next then, we have another question pertaining to strongholds and how they will work if you don't manage to complete them. You know, we know they're long, hard activities. So the question is, if you and your group start a stronghold, for example, but can't complete it, do you lose any loot you find while playing? The answer was you keep the loot and any earned XP when you leave. Now, this is really good bit of information because it's nice to know that if you enter the stronghold but can't actually finish it, then the time you put in isn't totally wasted, as you will still earn XP and obviously possibly get some good loot on the way. Next then, a very simple question, is there fast travel? The answer is yes. Now, what kind of fast travel? I have no idea. Does this mean there will be outpost style bases out in the open world, or will it be something else? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But knowing that such a massive open world will have some form of fast travel is very nice to know. Next then, a question about how to unlock Javelin abilities. So the question was, will we be able to access all the Javelin skills / abilities, or do we have to find a piece of gear relating to each skill? The answer is you need to find your gear. Now, this is cool because it means we get to hunt down our gear to become more powerful. How exactly this will work, I believe, remains unknown. So it is possible that these will be mission rewards. They could be targeted drops in game. Who knows right now, but at least we do know we have to go out and acquire our new abilities. Next then, a crafting related question. Are there any specific items dropped by specific creatures like hides, scales, etc.? The answer is most crafting materials are found in nodes out in the world or obtained by salvaging items you aren't using. I don't really need to go into this, guys, but useful information to know before launch. Next then, another progression question. What happens to XP once you reach max level? The answer is there are some uses for it, more on that later. Now this is interesting because we know that games like Destiny give you engrams after level cap for each level earned, and these engrams contain loot that is also obtainable for real life money. And games like The Division have a different system. They actually offer field proficiency caches after max level that reward you with loot every time you fill your XP bar. So it will be interesting to see what Anthem do with this, and you can be sure that I will update you when we have more to go on. Moving on then, we get a post-launch question. Will you guys add more abilities for each Javelin later down the line? The answer was, most likely. Again, I don't need to expand on this, but great news to know. Finally guys, a quick bit of information for you. There's going to be another Anthem livestream on January 17th at 3 PM Central, so make sure to tune into it as it looks like we're going to be getting a ton of new information here. The Anthem Game official Twitter account said yesterday that this stream will see Ben Irving, John Warner and Mike Gamble all talk weapons and more. So yeah, look, I'm really excited for this. The Anthem streams are definitely very interesting. They're giving us a lot of information, and of course you can be sure that I will cover it here on the channel after the stream has finished and the coming days after. And that, guys, wraps up week 2 of the Anthem dev team Twitter Q&A. Now obviously there was a lot more questions that the team answered, but a lot of them were things that we covered in last week's video, and some I just didn't think were as important enough to cover, as we don't really want an hour-long video. Now, as with the last one, and as I mentioned at the beginning, I will leave links in the video description to the dev's Twitter feed. If you don't follow them, I highly recommend that you do. They really are a great source of information. As always, let me know your thoughts on anything that we've spoken about today. Let me just say thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and until the next one, I'll catch you all soon.